I'm a single mom by choice. Of course, people ask me if I use the same donor when they find out I'm pregnant again. I'm a single mom by choice. Of course, my reproductive endocrinologist is the first person I call when I'm ready to have another kid. I'm a single mom by choice. Of course, people tell me they were going to do this too, but then they got into a relationship. I'm a single mom by choice. Of course, people ask me for my embryos as if I signed up for a never-ending pay-it-forward club. I'm a single mom by choice. Of course, random men tell me they would have been my sperm donor when they find out. Thanks. I'm a single mom by choice. Of course, people ask me if they can see what my donor looks like, or if he has more vials available so they can use him. I'm a single mom by choice. Of course, I'm going to tell my kids how they got here. It's not a secret. I'm a single mom by choice. Of course, I blame all her weird traits on my donor, even though they're actually just like me. I'm a single mom by choice. Of course, people ask me about the dad, even though I say donor over and over and over again.
Can you focus on me? Baby, can you focus on me?
Welcome back to my channel. My name is Giselle Linya. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and turn on your bell notifications so that you don't miss a post. The rise of single motherhood by choice. Are we playing God or trusting His plan? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Giselle Linya. Thank you for clicking this video. But in today's video, we will be discussing single motherhood by choice. Motherhood is one of the most beautiful, life-changing experiences that a woman can have. Every woman who desires to be a mother should have the opportunity to embrace it fully, with the resources and support needed to nurture her child in the best way possible. But while motherhood is a blessing, it also comes with trials. Too often, women enter this journey unprepared, believing that they'll have a community to support them, only to wake up exhausted, overstimulated, and overwhelmed. And in today's world, we're seeing more women choosing single motherhood, either by having children with men who have no history of commitment, or by bypassing men altogether and turning to medical procedures. So in this video, we'll be breaking down the women who knowingly have children with men who are not committed. 2, the women who choose to conceive through medical intervention, taking full control of the process. 3, the influence of celebrity culture in normalizing single motherhood. And 4, the realities of motherhood, the beautiful and the challenging. And I'll also share my personal perspective, backed by faith, on why I believe that we should trust God's timing rather than trying to force things into place. Let's get into it, and if you haven't already, feel free to hit that red subscribe button to support this channel, and like and share with a friend.
My life is in shambles and I think I'm gonna have a baby. So okay, maybe my life is in shambles is a little bit of an exaggeration, but a lot of things are happening in my life, real positive, but also a lot is happening all at once. My car broke down last month and I need to buy a new car, and I'm gonna do that Monday, but honestly it has been nerve-wracking dealing with Texas DMV. Oh my god, y'all legit must have the worst DMV in the entire United States. When I think about it, it's just honestly a lot. And on top of doing a no-spend January that turned into a no-spend February and March because I need to buy a new car, and I'm on a weight loss journey, which is making me real grumpy because I want some cookies, I have decided that this is my last summer to summering because I want a baby. Yes, I want a child. And if you are wondering, girl, do you have a man? No, I don't. But I've decided that I am entering my mid-30s and I want a baby. This is something I've been thinking about a lot and weighing the options of becoming a single mother by choice, and what does that mean for me, what does that mean for my family, and most importantly, what does that mean for the future baby, because I need to make sure that I'm creating an environment to compensate for the fact that they might not have a father. And I know that they won't have a father because I'm looking to be artificially inseminated because I don't want to deal with a baby daddy. This has been a hard decision for me to make because I feel like I'm letting the entire Black community down because I'm going to be playing into a stereotype. But I could get a white baby daddy and then it goes into their pool and not ours, so that's an option. But for real, being a single mother by choice is something I never thought I would do. I honestly didn't think I was going to have kids. This is a newfound conclusion. So I'm not rushing to do anything. I'm going to think about it, get my life together, lose this weight, get my body prepared, get my finances prepared, get my business up there. And then in October, we're going to circle back around and see what I'm feeling. If I'm feeling like it, then I'm going to hit that bank to go get my baby, you know? But what do you guys think? Single mother by choice. This is a very interesting turn from being child-free by choice.
Why this is actually really a good thing. Take a listen.
So people have this idea
Hi, I'm Candace, the girl she speaks about in the video, the girl with the brown hair. Listen, not everybody knows about single moms by choice and what our journeys are really like that leads us to this choice. Many of us haven't found our person that we want to truly do life with, and that's okay. But we all have felt called to motherhood, and because of that, we've chosen to raise families on our own. Now, a lot of people are like, yeah, but you have to get married to have a family. And the thing is, with the divorce rates in North America, there's no guarantee. Okay, you can't guarantee that if you divorce that your ex is going to stick around and be a good dude and be a good dad. You can't guarantee that. The only thing you can control is yourself and your own choices. So being a good mom is the only thing that's truly in your hands.
Choosing to have children with non-committal men. One of the most common patterns that we see today is women continuing to have children with men who have shown no history of stability or leadership. If a man already has multiple children by different women and isn't actively raising them, why would a new woman assume she would be the exception? The reality is that many women enter these situations thinking that they could change a man or that their love will be different, but history shows that in most cases the cycle repeats, leaving women struggling to raise their children alone while the father moves on to the next situation. This isn't about shaming single mothers. Many step up and do an incredible job, but it is about accountability. And as women, we have to ask ourselves, are we choosing fathers based on temporary attraction or long-term security? Are we setting ourselves and our children up for stability, or are we repeating generational cycles of broken homes? Okay, so let's dive into the women choosing motherhood through science. Are they playing God? On the other hand, some women are making the decision to become mothers completely alone by using procedures like IVF or seed donation. Their reasoning, well, they just don't want to deal with the unreliable men, and they believe that they can handle parenting on their own. While I understand the desire for control over one's future, I also believe that this is an example of playing God. In the Bible, Sarah and Abraham struggled with waiting on God's timing for a child. Instead of trusting him, Sarah told her servant Hagar to have a child with Abraham, thinking that this was the way to receive her promised son. But this decision led to chaos, jealousy, and division within their household. You could further read that in Genesis chapter 16. And the same applies today. Just because science allows us to do something doesn't mean that it aligns with God's plan. Many women believe that they have it all figured out, but motherhood is full of unknowns. You don't know whether you'll have a single baby or multiples, how your body will respond to pregnancy, whether you'll have complications, a natural birth or C-section, how your postpartum recovery will be, and what kind of personality, health conditions, or challenges your child might have. Motherhood isn't just about the pregnancy or Instagram pics. It's a lifelong commitment, and without support or support system, it can be overwhelming.
Hi, my name is Jacqueline, and I am a single mother by choice, meaning I chose to have a baby on my own. I'm 40 years old. I use donors, and I had him via IVF. He is 10 weeks tomorrow, and he's the best thing that ever happened to me. I wanted to inspire other women who were also thinking about doing this, being a single mother by choice, and are on the fence. My thought process was, I have all the time in the world to meet a man, but I don't have all the time in the world to have a baby. And when I do eventually am ready to meet someone and I have that energy put out there, it's going to be because I'm just really trying to find the perfect partner for me as a woman, and not because I'm trying to have a baby because time is running out, because I already have one. Yeah. I've always been that person that felt like something was missing in my life, and it's not because I'm not fulfilled like within myself, because I've been on a huge emotional healing, self-love, self-reflection, self-everything journey for the year before I got pregnant with him. And honestly, having him has fulfilled so many voids in my life. Not that you should need to have a child to fill voids, but it filled a lot of holes in my heart. Another great reason to be a solo mom is you don't have to share him with anybody. I can come and go as I please and do what I want as I please, and nobody's going to tell me what I can and cannot do. And a lot of people have opinions, but it feels nice to say it's my child and only my child, and you can't tell me what to do, and your opinion doesn't matter. I don't have to share him. I don't have to get permission to bring him out of the city and out of the country. He's all mine, all my choices, all mine. I won't sugarcoat it and say it's easy. It's definitely one of the hardest things I've ever had to do, and I had no idea what I was in for until Lily was actually here. Postpartum has been no easy feat, but I'm doing it and I'm thriving, trying to thrive. But for me, it's been very hard. I'm not going to sugarcoat that. My body hasn't bounced back. My body hurts. He can be fussy a lot of the time, and there's nobody to pass him off to. So it's not easy, but it's totally worth it. So it's something that you've been thinking about and you're on the fence and you think, well, I'm just going to keep trying to meet somebody. Don't put that desperate energy out there of trying to meet someone just for the sake of having a baby. It's never going to work out, and you're going to end up being with someone that's not right for you, and you end up having to share your baby with someone. I mean, that doesn't always happen. Sometimes you meet the best person for you, but it's so empowering to make this choice and to bring a baby on your own in this world as a woman. It was the most beautiful and most empowering thing that I've ever done, and you won't regret it. Feel free to send me any messages or respond here. It's my favorite thing to talk about in the whole world, and I'm actually trying to figure out my way of making it a career of helping other women go through this process. I'm a certified empowerment coach. I'm working on my master's right now. I would love to write a book. I'd love to have a podcast. I'd love to do it all. I love to talk about it. I love to talk about the vulnerability of being a mom. I love to talk about the authenticity of being a mom and postpartum, because it's not all roses. It's freaking hard, but it's so worth it. And I think more people need to talk about the hard shit. Anyways, I'm here to answer any questions. Feel free. Love you all.
I'm gonna share something with y'all that changed my perspective on having children. Well, just one thing that changed my perspective, because there's many things, but this one thing somebody told me, I don't remember who it was, but they said, in having a child as a woman, that means that you are signing up to be a single mother at some point. It don't matter if you married when you have the baby. It don't matter if you're in the most loving relationship. At some point in time, you are going to have to be a single mother. Like, by way of anything happening. Your spouse could die, and then you could be a single mother. Like, anything can happen. When you have a child, that is your child. You're signing up to be a single mother at some point. If not today, someday. And you need to be prepared for that. And that blew my mind, changed my mind. And yeah, I ain't having no kids.
I need a moment with the single mamas who not scared to talk about the shit that need to be talked about. Now, because I'm struggling bad. I don't know who to talk to. I don't know if anybody, listen, when we be telling y'all don't have kids, we not just saying it. It's not funny. Do you hear me? The way I have to keep cleaning up my house, the entire house, not just one room. People be like, oh, this what you do. You do this, you do this. It don't happen in my household with my kids. First of all, I'm struggling mentally this week. And I know I am, because I've been eating junk food and fast food all week. And I don't do that anymore. Last year I was on anxiety meds, but as much as they got rid of the anxiety, but I had no motivation. So I felt like, I need to get off this because I'm not being a good mama. But now I have anxiety and I'm not a good mama. I'm struggling, y'all. And it's like, you can't talk about this. It's like, oh, you had them kids, you need to deal with it. And that's not how it should be. You understand what I'm saying? My oldest, puberty is wearing me out, y'all. It's wearing me the fuck out. I just, every day is something stupid from school. And he's so smart. That boy is so smart, has so much potential. And then I feel bad because, like, if he had a good functioning dad, it wouldn't be like this. But it's me. So I feel like I'm my son up. Like, seriously, all the potential in the world, I don't want it to be wasted because it took me this long to realize what I was doing wrong. You know what I'm saying? I keep having to start over. I just don't want my kids to suffer from that. You know what I'm saying? My daughter, they said she wasn't gonna walk or talk. The sassiest little girl you ever meet. I'm like, I done made so many mistakes as a woman. I just don't want her to go through what I've gone through. But you pass your pain down to your kids, right? My baby is running me up a wall every day. And you know what's bad? I have to say this. If you're a black man watching this, I want you to understand. Just because you're a good daddy don't mean you're a good man. I know a lot of y'all just got confused off of that, but you're not a good man if you treat your baby mama like shit. like literally, because you created a fantasy in your head to be a victim. So now you got to really treat her like she's a villain, or nobody's gonna believe the lie you're going around telling. Like, I feel like we just need to have a come to Jesus moment, because I feel like everybody always coming over here to me asking me for advice. I be going through it, like really going through it. Like, I'm having a breakdown because of how my house looks right now, when I just cleaned my entire house this weekend.
We also have to talk about the influence of celebrity culture. Women like Kim Kardashian, Jada Chivas, Joy Chavez, Keke Palmer, and the list goes on, have been in the spotlight for becoming single mothers, often with men who are not committed to them long term. Some of these women started off in relationships, but the pattern remains the same. They end up raising their children alone because they are rich and famous, and their situations are often glamorized. But the average woman who doesn't have the same financial resources, this reality can be far more difficult. Hollywood and social media have made single motherhood seem like an independent, empowering choice. But what's often left out is the emotional, mental, and financial burden that comes with it.
This where you're pregnant and live alone? I have a dog. I have a kid on the way. And I have 3 other houses on a different property where my kid father stays at, so I'm never alone. I have friends, I have family, they can always come and visit. I'm never alone. And then God's always here with me, but my guardian angel, so I'm never alone. And even when I'm by myself, I'm still not alone. Want to see from the side?
I act like I just go out searching for, I don't go looking for nobody, okay? Let's just get that straight. I don't go out looking, searching for nothing. I don't have no intention of, ooh, I'm gonna go do this. Like, no. You guys act like I just meet these people and just get pregnant. Ooh, I'm gonna have a baby. Like, no. It's like years of building with somebody and it doesn't work out. Like, okay. And I'm left with a child. Like, okay. I get it. But these aren't strangers. You know what I mean? Just didn't work out. And that's okay. Life goes on. So let's move on. And please keep my daughter out of your guys' comments. Like, what are you teaching your daughter? Worry about your daughter. Worry about what you're teaching your kids. And if you don't have none, worry about having some kids to teach something to, okay? Because I teach my daughter very well. She has seen me in relationships. She's seen it not work out. Yes, she's seen me with a kid. She don't even want no kids. From what I understand.
Okay, let me go after you.
Okay, so I just...
So recently I've gotten a lot of comments asking me about like, hey, I've seen in a previous video that you chose to be single by choice and to be a single mother by choice. And you're right, I did. When I decided that I wanted to have a baby, I had determined that I was going to have it with or without a partner. And when I got a partner, that was like a deal breaker. Like, I'm going to have children with or without you. So if you don't want to be a part, or if you don't want them to be your children, that's okay. I'm going to have this baby with or without you. Though I have a partner, it hasn't changed the things that I want to do for my baby. Whether or not my partner wants to or not, those stipulations are not on him. So I will still be saving for my child's college fund. I will still be saving for their IRA fund. I will still be loving them unconditionally. I will still be going through the trenches with my baby. But I do think that it was important that just because I found someone, that I didn't stop the things that I wanted to do as a single parent. I didn't quit my job or stop trying to provide for my baby the way that I wanted to provide for my baby. I don't hold my standards and expectations on other people. So if you are someone that is choosing to be pregnant by choice with or without a person, I want you to set those boundaries and those lines up early. What is it that as a person raising a child by yourself you want to do for your baby? And if you find someone, stick to your stuff. That has nothing to do with the other person. They're entitled to set their own things or join you because they do have that right as well. But whatever you planned on doing for your baby because you chose to have your baby, do that for your baby. Don't rely on no man, no family, no one else. You got this. I hope that every woman that wants to have a child has a child. Every woman that wants to be a phenomenal mother becomes that phenomenal mother. Whether that's naturally, whether that's through a cesarean, a surrogacy, whether that is through adoption, whether that is through fostering, whatever your desire is, I wish that you get that. It's important. And a bump update, because we are almost 4 months pregnant.
So I have been getting questions in my inbox about why I decided to become a single mom by choice and what is her ethnicity? So first, why I became a single mom by choice. I already have a 13-year-old son. Once I had him, I was like, we're good. I'm good with just me and him. But in 2020, I actually was in a relationship or situationship, something, and I became pregnant with my second son. Unfortunately, January 2021, I lost him due to incompetent cervix, and my water broke. So after that, I really just was like, okay, I really wanted another child. But my relationship ended. And so I decided that, being that I turned 40 and last year and no prospects at that time of a relationship or anything or marriage or anything like that, I decided I'm going to do this on my own. So that's exactly what I did. I actually went through 3 rounds of IUI because my insurance covered it, but they didn't work. So I went through IVF to conceive her. As I don't know where this top is. As far as her ethnicity, I wanted an African American donor. However, it was like trying to find a needle in a haystack. There's not that many. And then on top of that, after all the testing, Lord, we cannot keep socks. After all the testing that I did for IVF, I ended up being CMV negative. I'm not really sure what it is, but I wasn't exposed to it, or I hadn't been exposed to it, so I had to choose a CMV negative donor. With that being said, that made the search even smaller. So her donor is actually Arabian, Lebanese, in that genre. So her donor is kind of olive skin tone. So I figured with my melanin, his olive skin tone, she would get a little color to her, maybe later on. But right now she is light skinned, and it's fine. I'm going to love her either way. So that is why I became a single mom by choice.
At the end of the day, children benefit most from a stable 2-parent household. While single moms can absolutely raise strong, successful children, we have to ask, why are so many women choosing to do it alone when that was never God's design? So now let's dive into the beauty and realities of motherhood. Despite the challenges, motherhood is one of the most beautiful journeys that a woman can experience. Every woman who desires to be a mother should have the opportunity to do so in the fullest way, being able to provide, nurture, and raise her child with the necessary resources and support. That's why planning is key, whether it's planning with God, planning with your spouse, or planning with a strong community. Too many women go into motherhood assuming that they'll have help, only to find themselves overworked and exhausted when their community doesn't show up as expected. I recently made a video discussing on how the community is no longer what it used to be. Many women assume that they will have a village to support them, but the reality is that many moms wake up feeling alone, overstimulated, and unprepared. That's why intentional planning financially, emotionally, spiritually, and relationally is so important. Motherhood changes your body, your mental health, and your social life, and all other responsibilities. And in all honesty, we don't know what we're signing up for, but we have to trust in God, whether you conceive naturally or through medical procedures. And while we don't want to speak things that are negative into existence, the reality is that some children are born with physical or neurological disorders. These are challenges that parents must be prepared to face. This is why I referenced Sarah and Abraham's story, because when we take things into our own hands instead of waiting on God, we don't always see what He's protecting us from. You may think that you're in control, but the truth is that none of us know what motherhood will truly bring until we're in it. So my question is, who is your source? When you are overwhelmed, who do you turn to? When motherhood gets tough, who is your foundation? For me, my source is God. My husband and I lean on God's strength and wisdom when parenting feels overwhelming. And some women rely on their community, but if your community isn't there for you in the way that you expected, where does that leave you? Feel free to watch that last video that I made. It is about the community once again. Let me know what your thoughts on it, but let's move along into my final thoughts.
With the ban happening, I'm trying to be a lot nicer. I don't want to crash out and be mean. I saw this girl talk about being a single mom with 3 kids, 3 different baby daddies, struggling. Then she cussed us out midway through the video. Okay. And I'm trying to find a way to say this because she was saying, that he planned to get her pregnant. He knew her ovulation, blah, blah, blah. And I'm not negating that. I'm not doubting that. I'm pretty sure he did do it on purpose. But I don't know when women will get it. This is your body. No one is going to do or take care of your body but you. When you have multiple kids like that, multiple people, I'm trying to be nice. I'm not saying that I'm trying to find a word and I can't think of a word. Maybe susceptible, susceptible to certain things, to lies. And now you are stuck with 3 children that you have to provide for and you don't get any help. When you're a single mom and you're going through and you're struggling like that, you don't have any room to trust anybody. Like when I was watching that, I was like, so you trusted your baby daddy to file the taxes for you. The same baby daddy that didn't do shit for you once you had a kid. Trusted a friend to do your taxes. Like, you can't afford to trust anybody. And a lot of the times people come on here and they tell their story, but they don't be telling the full thing. Who knows? Sometimes you're trying to do a little thing, you're trying to get a little extra money, and it don't work out in your favor. You have to move super smart as a single mom. Like, you just don't have a choice. You can't make decisions or make stupid decisions. That's in the baby mama book 101. You never let nobody claim your kids on your taxes. Are you crazy? That's literally insane. But, it's over with. A lot of people are giving her really good advice, you know what I'm saying, especially trying to find some rental assistance. And it's like hard not to judge because you don't want to judge people. People go through stuff in their real life. But I don't know. I just really do feel like after one kid, one deadbeat baby daddy, that would kind of be enough for me to say, I'm not going to do this again. I'm just not. And then I'm not going to do it again and again. And so it's not until you are crying and you have no help, that's when you start realizing the stuff that you did was like, probably wasn't the smartest. But by that time, it's too late because you have 3 young children that have to eat and you have to also feed yourself, So yeah, I say all that to say that women, I don't know what it's going to take for us to protect our bodies. I don't know what it's going to take to protect her. I literally don't know what else needs to be done for women to really take their health seriously. If you don't take your body and your health seriously, they're not like, it's women that I know like, oh, he did this in me or whatever, and I have to get a plan B. Like, yeah, you're going to have to get that plan B. Because if you don't get it, guess what? You are going to get pregnant. Like, I know we hate having that responsibility, but it's your body. And if you don't, yeah, you will be going to the clinic. And I don't care what nobody says. It's not fun and cute going up into the clinic just to get a... It's not. It takes a toll on your body. I'm not saying don't get it if you can't, afford the kid, but also don't put yourself in a situation where you have to do that. And also don't put yourself in a situation where you have to have a man's kids and then now you're struggling because they don't want to help you. Anyways, prayers to her and all the single moms out here. I know it's hard, but...
If you're a woman who believes it should be okay for Ebony K. Williams to have a baby on her own, you're a part of the problem. I've seen nothing but women of color at that, who are trying to defend the fact that she should be able to do whatever she wants to do because she's beautiful, she's successful, she has all this money, so she should be able to have a baby by herself if she chooses to, and that's a problem. Again, she's 40 years old, having a child on her own. She obviously has the money, the resources to be able to do this. It's not easy to go through that process and to be able to bring a child into this world, but let's just process that. Making a choice to do it by yourself and not giving your child the best foundation is just not fair to that child. I don't care how you slice it, dice it, how much money you have. If you willingly do this on your own, knowing that it's just you by yourself, no amount of money can make up for that. No amount of money. We see all the women who come on here and talk about how they got daddy issues and they didn't have their daddy and this is why they do this, this is why they do that. What makes you think it's going to be any different for this child? Money does not raise a child. It gives them resources, things that they can do. But again, how do you explain to your child why they don't have a father? Like, who is my father? And again, it's very selfish, very, very selfish, because she decided to make certain decisions in her life and now she's at the point where she decided to have a child by herself, right? She froze her eggs. Back then, whatever she was doing, decided she'll just freeze them and wait until later on. But again, you're not setting a foundation. Women have to stop thinking that money, beauty, like we should just be able to do whatever we want to do because women look a certain way, have a certain amount of access to certain resources. When in fact, what is best for the child? And I don't think many women think about that. So when y'all in the comments, y'all making videos defending it and thinking it should be okay, you're not thinking about a child, but that's the sad part of reality today. People are not thinking about a child's future. You're thinking about in the now, taking the pictures, having a baby shower. But what about when that child comes and they start asking questions when he gets to school? Where's my dad? How come my friend, her daddy picks her up? What do you say then? What do you say? If you went to a bank and got what you needed to have this child.
it's unfortunate and it's sad that that's how we view things. That just shows the breakdown in the lack of family structure in the Black community.
So at the end of the day, we all have free will, but just because we can do something doesn't mean that we should. I believe in God's timing and plan for motherhood, and I know it might sound easier said than done, but rushing into it, whether through relationships with non-committal men or through science, can lead to unexpected challenges. But I want to hear from you. If you are a mother, what are your thoughts on this? What do you think about this video? Did you plan your pregnancy, or did you face challenges that you didn't expect? If you are considering single motherhood by choice, whether through relationships or medical interventions, what are your thoughts on the realities that come with it? Do you think that I am blowing this thing out of proportion, or do you think that I'm making some valid points? I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section down below. But let's have this discussion in the comment section, of course. And if you haven't already, check out my last video where I talk about the loss of community in motherhood. I think that it's an important conversation in that it ties into this topic. But if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more discussions like this. And I will see y'all in the comments and in the next video, because of course you're gonna go there and watch it. But y'all, thank you so much for your support. I pray that the Lord holds and keeps you safe and blesses your household. Y'all, thank you for tuning in, and thank you for subscribing, because what are you doing if you didn't subscribe yet? But y'all, thank you guys. Stay safe. Bye.
Can you focus on me? Baby, can you focus?